Hello, Chris. Hello. How you doing, mate? Crystal McThorn body, how you doing? How you doing, Crystal? Hey, Sammy, how are you, mate? Hey, PK. How are you? Hey, Josh. Good to see you again, mate. Good to see you, Josh. Morning. Hello. Welcome, everyone. As you come in, like the stream. Get the stream liked so that we can get into it. Geez, V-shaped recovery here coming through on the S&P 500. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about this a lot. I'm great, Sam. I'm great, mate. Very well, thank you. I'm doing extremely well. Yeah, such a bullish move back out of this like maximum uncertainty, maximum euphoria. Like the market just like completely forgotten about all the uncertainty that it had only days ago. Managing to catch a live session after quite a while. Good to see you again, PK. Great to have you here, mate. Great to have you here at another live session. Let me know if the music is like too loud or too quiet or whatever as well, guys. I have no idea what it sounds like on your side. BTC though, very different story for BTC. Let's look at BTC here. That does not look like a strong move to the upside. That does not look like a strong market recovery, right? At all. There's some buying happening here, right? You can see all the wicks. The buyers are pushing us to the upside, but there's a lot of struggle here between the buyers and the sellers. A lot of struggle around this level between the buyers and the sellers. It feels like it could go deeper. It doesn't feel like there's been enough pain yet in this market, you know? It doesn't feel like enough pain. It doesn't feel like capitulation yet. Very likely we do see some more downside here. 25k is on the cards. 25k is for sure on the cards. There'll be lots of people long all through there. All through here, there'll be tons of people long. You can see all these equal lows, right? When equal lows are formed like this, what happens? People place their stop losses all through there. So there's tons of stop losses all placed through there. All this market has to do is just get to 25k and all of those longs that are trying to go long at these equal lows get liquidated. Punches us into an extension area and then rips on back out to the upside. Definitely possible for BTC. Let's see what's happening on like a shorter time frame here on S&P 500. Really just that's untradeable. This is really untradeable kind of price action you're seeing here, you know? It's well, especially here, right? Obviously, we don't have the open of the US session. Oh, there's US session just opening right now, perhaps. But, you know, that is really untradeable price action, all this around here. So you really got to wait for the volatility to come into the market in order to trade around these things. Let's take a look at a few sonar trades. Anyone got some sonar trades they're looking at? Let's have a quick look at a few, okay? Seeing a lot of stocks. I got SPX here. The SPX trade, if you're going to short SPX, actually, how did that NAS 100 trade that we were looking at yesterday go? How is that going? Punching through the level here. So we got one close. If this candle closes above, then we got to be thinking maybe I got to be getting out at break even here. How do we analyze when both local and global are strong but in opposite direction, like how it is with SPX now? Like this right here. So It's the same with NASDAQ 100 as well. So it depends on what time frame you're on. Okay, so if you're on a high time frame, like the 1 day time frame, the strong local, remember the local is just telling you about what's happened in the last like 3 or 4 candles. Okay, you got to remember that the RTD is not predictive in any way. It's not predicting what's going to happen next in a market. It's telling you what has happened and what is happening right now. So the local is telling you that right now we've got a lot of short-term bullish momentum, right? Whereas the global is telling you, okay, but over the long run, we've got a lot of downside, right? We've got a very bearish looking market in the long run here. So how to analyze this? If you're trading on a high time frame, this is kind of almost exactly what you want to see for entries on a high time frame. Okay, it's almost impossible to not see this on a high time frame if you're trading on a low time frame. So let's just first of all have a look at this like a 12-year-old, right? So if I just looked at this like just in the most simple way possible, then you're basically just saying, okay, that's absolutely going down. Okay, absolutely this is going down, and that is what the RTD is telling me for the 1 day time frame. But if I go and take a look at this on, say, the 15-minute time frame, if I go look at this here on the 15-minute time frame now, it's like this looks like actually an uptrend, right? You know, if I'm trading 15-minute, that looks like an uptrend, yeah? So it's all about what time frame you're on, and you've got to remember that it's not predictive. It's just simply telling you what's going on right now, and it's very, very normal to have a local uptrend when you have when you're catching entries on like the 1 day time frame and things like that. Okay, so what I would be saying here in this case, I talked about this a little bit yesterday in the funding session as well, is that, you know what, like this trade absolutely makes sense from everything that we would consider here, right? We have a very strong global downtrend. We've got a great level. It's also around a psychological point at 15,000. We've got this market that's just had like 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row of bullish momentum. Okay. So after just absolutely dumping for multiple weeks in a row. Okay, there's sellers here. There's sellers here, and it's not going to take a lot for these sellers to come back out and us retest these lows back down here, okay? So if you're in this right now, I wouldn't be worried at all. I would just be thinking, okay, well, let me just see how the next few candles close, this one and maybe one more, and then we'll see if we get back below this level, all right? If we get back below this level, all good, happy days, then we let this trade play out. If we continue to see a march onto the upside here, remember we do see these wicks around here, that is previous structure. So you can see some previous structure all through there where these wicks are. You know, there's every chance that this market can push up to there and then just come straight back down and get you back out at break even after that, right? So I would just be thinking, let me just see how the next few candles play out if I'm in this trade. Let me see how the next 2 candles play out, and then I'll make my decision whether I move to break even or whether I let it run. Okay. Aussie dollar CAD 1 day time frame. Let's look. Yep, same deal. It's the same deal really with this trade. Pretty much almost the same kind of price action, 1, 2, 3 days in a row. I'd be wondering, how does this candle close? How does the next candle close? And then I consider getting out at break even. Remember, we've got all of this area right here where this market could push up into there and then come back and be able to get you out. But, you know, I'm not going to pull the trigger too soon on getting out of this at break even. I'm going to wait for just a moment and see, okay, 1 candle above. It's not even closed yet. Remember, you've still got 8 hours until this candle closes. You know, it's not unheard of for this in 8 hours, this to close somewhere down here, remember? All right, so I wouldn't be worried whatsoever about that if I'm in the trade. If I'm not in the trade, I don't get in the trade now, obviously. But if I am in the trade, I'm waiting for, again, 1, maybe 2 candles to close and then see what happens. Hey, Nico, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Natural gas. Oh, this looks like a nice bottom here on natural gas, doesn't it? See this area here? Area of accumulation right around the right around this support area. And what's this as well? Remember, I've spoken about gaps, like market gaps here. So the market gapped down here, right? And what did it do? It came back up, filled the gap, and then dumped. What did it do here when it made this gap? Came back up, filled the gap, and then dumped, right? This is really, this price action happens quite a lot, okay? And now we've kind of formed this like bottom structure here. And now we're actually gapping up in some cases. So this looks like a really nice trade if you're a natural gas trader. If you're a natural gas trader, like just look at this, like look at this here. Just absolutely up. Absolutely up, right? You know, we've got a market steadily marching to the upside that got euphoric. You know, this market basically tripled. Natural gas like tripled in price in a very short period of time here. It got really euphoric, overhyped, overblown. Then the market dumped. This is because Fed talking about, you know, rates, increasing interest rates, stuff like that. That will have an effect on inflation. This is like a very, this market is very sensitive to inflation. And now we've got the push onto the upside again. If we do get another pullback into here, looks like a nice trade to take. Looks like a nice trade. I know Chris, you get into the commodities a little bit, so maybe Chris is interested in that one. Big gap up on Activision Blizzard. Oh, we've spoken about this before. This is Microsoft's acquisition, isn't it? So Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. That's what that is. Great reaction out of the level here. Look at this, perfect. This is what we want to see, right? That's just amazing, that level right there. Really nice. TP1. Okay, let's take a look here. Singapore 30. Singapore 30, okay? Again, this is going to be heavily linked to the S&P 500 and what's going on in the S&P 500. You see this downside? It really does... 0.5 makes $4,500 risk, huh? Fair enough, Chris. Look at all this downside here on the Singapore 30. We've got this rally up into the entry here. Good reaction out of this previously. It has played out actually a couple of times. You know, if we draw a box around here, it's kind of played out a few times, hasn't it? You know, we've got 1 at least here. We've got 2, this punch in here. This would probably be the 3rd. So, you know, there's a chance that this does continue on to the upside, clean out the stops that are just above here, which is kind of where our stop would be placed. Altcoins downtrending against BTC at the moment. So you can see this is Luna. Actually, Luna has been like on a nice little pump like recent times, while BTC has been actually dumping. So Terra Luna. And now it has the drop, right? So this is against BTC. What we'd like to see again is a bear flag into that level right there for the continuation onto the downside. Netflix, big gap down. Remember what I said about Netflix, these gaps, they do like to be filled, and we've got our entry right around that gap. That's a really nice entry there on Netflix. Really nice entry on Netflix right there. For this gap to be filled, punch it straight into 500. Again, a psychological level in the market. And then push out of there, continue on to the downside, assuming we do continue to have downside momentum on the S&P 500. Remember, if we do see the S&P 500 just absolutely start tearing, right? If SPX just starts absolutely shredding and moves back into an uptrend again, then this could, you know, move back up and come back up and test previous highs, okay? Just bear that in mind. But, you know, gaps do get filled. This type of gap, they usually get filled. They do usually get filled in this case. All right, any other trades we're looking at, guys? I mentioned this, Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, not enough. It wasn't below the level quite enough to take this trade. Aussie dollar CAD, you can see Aussie dollar showing a lot of correlation with the S&P 500, yeah? You can see in these days where the S&P 500 has been rallying, so has the Aussie dollar. Especially against the likes of Japanese yen, USD, even against CAD here. We've got a rallying a rallying Aussie dollar. Platinum. What's the ticker for platinum, Chris? Lots of stocks. Let's see if there's any crypto trades. Looks like natural gas. You know, from my first initial, the way I look at it initially, it looks like natural gas. I think it looks good, Chris, personally. I'm guessing the previous trade was like this here. I think both look pretty reasonable. I like the shorter trade. I like the shorter trade here. I think that you can see this reaction here previously, really nice reaction here previously at the level. You can see buyers really wanted to step in here previously. So, you know, this looks like a reasonable trade. Good structure here, right? So you've got to really push through like a lot of structure here to take this stop loss, really. So, you know, there's every chance that if we do dip below, we do get a pop back up. Oh, if you're in the longer trade, oh, there's nothing wrong with the longer trade either, I don't think. Let's just look at that. Yeah, I mean, it's a much safer stop loss for you. I took the longer trade. So are you in the longer trade or are you not in the longer trade? If you're not in it yet, then I'd probably place the shorter one. But if you're in the longer one based on that entry right there, I would just leave it exactly as it is. I'd probably just leave it exactly as it is if that's the if you're already in that longer trade right there. Oh, this looks like a bear pennant, doesn't it? That really looks like a bear pennant here on Yearn Finance. YFI. You know, you look at this and you kind of go, oh, you know, it's not been below here before, but you got to remember that this market has only been trading since like August 2020. So it doesn't know, like there's no price discovery really. There's no price discovery really below that. Like there's nothing. It could just absolutely free fall. If it breaks like this here, it could free fall to that, and then if it breaks that, it just, who knows where it goes if it breaks that, right? There's no price discovery whatsoever in this market at that point. and people have no reference point. They have no frame of reference to work around. So it's like when you've got a market that's like hasn't been around for long at all, people don't really know where to place their orders. It's like it's just an arbitrary number at that stage. And when you're in price discovery like that, that's when you know, the round numbers are quite meaningful. So, you know, something here like 12,500 would probably be a really meaningful level. And then also 10K. I don't know what this scale of this bloody thing is, but 10K, wherever that is. What is the price of this asset? $24,000 per token for UN Finance. Okay. Fair enough. Not a lot in crypto right now. And you can see, like, obviously BTC is really in this, like, those really small consolidation candles for BTC. So that's leading to, you know, the rest of the market not showing a huge amount of volatility either. In crypto, basically, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing this, right? We've been just these little tiny movements just like that, okay? And then we kind of popped up a little bit, and then we did this, and then we popped down, and then we did this, and then we pop up. It's basically something like this is what we're seeing right now in crypto, more or less. We look at BTC. There it is. Dump, consolidate, pump, consolidate. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. So that's BTC for you right there. So, you know, like I could see this dumping from there, right? What do we see? Consolidation, dump, and this like Bart Simpson head type price action here. The Bart Simpson price action like that. Clean out all the longs through here. People getting too long exposed again. Clean them out. Punch it back into 37,500. We need to consolidate above here for a lot longer, and we need to continue on. We need to really take 50K for this to turn back into an uptrending market again. On BTC, we absolutely need to take 50K. Oh, it could turn into an uptrend before 50K, but really that's the point of uptrend or downtrend. That's kind of the pivot point here, really, for BTC. Any other trades showing, or is it just a really slow market at the moment? Is the market just not moving a huge amount? Oh, I only had daily time frame selected as well. Here we go. That's probably why we're not seeing many trades. All right, 4-hour trade on S&P 500. Let's take a quick look at this one. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we got a pump into here, I could see it dumping out again. I could see at least a TP1 and 2 here for sure. Yeah, I could. I think it's a shortable level. I think it's the same level actually as on the 1-day time frame. All right, what else we got here, guys? What else we got? You know, this is the beautiful thing about, you know, just placing limit orders, because you can see this and you can be like, all right, yeah, I'm just going to place it. And then it's like, it could literally do a wick entry and then just dump straight back out. And it's like, if you were sitting in front of the charts, you're never going to catch that entry. You're not going to catch a wick entry like that on like the 4-hour time frame for S&P 500. You're not going to catch a wick. You're not going to like catch an entry by sitting in front of the charts on like the 15-minute time frame, placing like a market sell for any market really. So that's like the really, really beautiful thing about placing limit orders. And why it's really important to be placing limit orders, because those wick entries are where you make, like, if you miss those wick entries, then you're in for a world of hurt. Crossing over here, sideways market, USD JPY. Yep. 30 minutes until the US market opens. Oh, that's interesting. I guess it used to open when we start the stream, but maybe there's it must have been like daylight saving or something. Must have been some daylight saving thing. Lots of stocks with these gaps down, right? Remember, gaps tend to get filled, so we could see this gap actually get filled here on JP Morgan. All right, any other trades showing up, guys? Any questions anybody has? Any questions at all? Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the chat if you got questions, guys, please. All these markets, like if you're coming and looking at them today, they're all above entry, so we're waiting for them to come back down and then re-entering if we can. And then if you're in right now, you know, based on your break-even rules, then you're making a decision on whether you get out of break-even or not. Here we go. What's this? I've kind of been sitting up around this level for a long time here, hasn't it? The extension trade has played out like a few times here. Like, you know, if you were like, isn't that beautiful to just have that right there? And just to know, like, if we get back to this level right here, then I can short in that zone. And then placing a trade something like, more or less like that. And then, bang. Out we come, TPs. Beautiful. The extension trades are really good. Like, the extension trades are very, very good. Even if you're, like, trading X mode, just looking for those extension levels. Again, look, we're dumping out here now on NZD CAD. Big bearish candle straight out of this extension zone right now. How to manage triggered Euro Singapore dollar. Where's the entry? What time frame? Is it this? Is that the entry here? Is it something like that, is it? Is it that? Chris, let me know if it's that. What does the play button on the sonar chart do? Well, let me open this up. Hopefully you can see this okay. But see, well, I don't know what this is. LHA, right? You can see LHA here. It's showing you the market at the time that the trade showed up. You click play and it shows you then what the next series of candles did. So this should show us like the next 5 candles that played out after the trade showed up. So, you know, if you were like new to Breakfree Trading or whatever, you can just go through, scroll through the list here and just see how like each trade played out. So you click play and then it shows you the line is when the trade showed up. On that candle is when the trade showed up, okay? So you can, again, click it, line, that's when the trade showed up. Again, click it, line, that's when the trade showed up, and these are the most recent candles. Click it, that's when the trade showed up on Nike, and these are the most recent candles. So on and so forth. On this end level here, I'd be getting out of break even for sure if I can. Oh, diamond end. Diamond end. Wait. Here. This. But what's the setup though? Is it a sonar trade? Oh, it's not that trade. Oh, it's not that trade. These are 4 days ago on the 4-hour time frame. I don't think it's any of these trades. Oh, it's this. It's this here. Is it that? Yeah, I'd be trying to get out of break even if I can. I'd be trying to get out of break even on this, for sure. I mean, you might get saved here. I've seen it happen before where this resistance level saves the trade, right? I've seen that happen before, so you've got a chance to get out of break even here, definitely. I would just be setting to break even and then that'd be that. That looks actually like a pretty nice level to short based on this market structure over here. This market structure here. I'd be trying to get a break even, Chris, if that's the entry there. All right. Okay, what do we got here? Not a real lot happening. I guess we're just hanging out for the US Open, really, aren't we? Not a lot going on. Let's go back and check in on S&P 500 here. Bit of a dip on the 1 minute. 15 minute pushing into the resistance here. That's starting to turn into a support level. Interesting to see whether this acts as a resistance or support. You know, this area right here could act as a resistance here and then dump us out down into that level there. Really interesting to see what happens here, because we did have, like, this is almost like a gap here, like from there to there, right? There's just all of this inefficiency here that, you know, could be filled up, push us into that level, and then if we do continue like this short-term uptrend, continue on like that. Throw in any other questions you've got as well, guys. How choppy does that look? Hello, Warren. How are you, mate? Shows how the trade progressed after the alert. Yep. Yeah, exactly right. Shows how the trade progressed. Shows how the market moved after the trade was first shown up. So you can have trades that are like 30 days old or something like that, and you can go back and see how they played out. What are people talking about? What's hot right now? 2 days ago, we had NZD USD. Didn't work out well. Didn't work out well either. New setup. Let's see. All right, new setup on pound US dollar. Let's go take a look at it. Okay. Strong local. Weak global. Overall, still an uptrend. Pretty good stop loss. You can see we've got this market structure right there that the stop loss is below. That's quite nice. Yeah, not a lot happening today at all. I got into the SPX one day on the 28th and hit stop loss. Was that a short or long? So pretty decent looking stop loss here. Pretty decent looking level here. Got an okay trend forming. It seems high though, right? You know, the TPs just seem a little bit far away. This is probably what I would have set up. I probably would have set something like that up, to be honest. 4 degrees Fahrenheit in Wyoming. My goodness, mate. My goodness. That's cold. Yeah, it feels kind of slow, doesn't it, Euless? Tesla, let's take a look. Tesla. Okay. Yeah, reasonable. Looks reasonable. For sure. I'm pretty sure Elon, like, sold the top of Tesla, to be honest. Elon was talking about selling shares, like, a while ago. Did, like, a poll or whatever on Twitter. I swear he sold the top. NZD USD 4-hour hit stop loss an hour ago. Does strategy mode appear during back testing with replay function? No, it doesn't. Only on the sonar feed. You can scroll through the sonar feed. That's it. Short PK on the one on SPX. Okay. Yeah, it popped. It popped to the upside pretty hard. That's why I don't love shorting indices, especially SPX. Yeah. Yeah, it does. So Kelvin, sorry. I drew there. And you can see it showing up here now. Or if you draw like a box or something like that, like this, and then you jump down to the 1 hour, there's your box. Oh, saved the chart. Whoops. You know what? Tesla's price action looks a little bit like Bitcoin's, doesn't it? It actually looks a lot like BTC as well. So both SPX and New Zealand dollar hit stop loss for me. Yeah, so New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and SPX are pretty highly correlated, really. Let's take a quick look. 4-hour time frame, was it? Yep. Okay, and SPX. Was it a 4-hour as well on SPX, maybe, or 1 day time frame? On the 28th. Oh, that was a bit aggressive. That was a bit aggressive. To short that there. That's a little bit aggressive. I mentioned in the weekly market review we'll probably have a bit of a consolidation around this level here. When we got down to it, we had this little consolidation before it moved on to the upside. And NZD USD, very similar price action here around there. And you can see how correlated these markets are moving at the moment. You know, obviously nothing you can do about it now, but pretty heavily correlated, you can see. Especially in this recent pop to the upside, both markets moving pretty correlated. And the dump to the downside as well, actually. The dump. Yeah, January 14 here. Same date. And let's see, what's that day? 28th, yep. There was the bottom. January 14th to January 28th. January 14th to January 28th. Pretty similar. Pretty similar looking price action there on those. For me, to be honest, what am I waiting for on S&P 500? I'm waiting for this to move back into an uptrend. I'm waiting for this to move back into an uptrend and then start trading it to the upside again. That's what I'm waiting for. You know, even if it does dump out of here, oh well. I'm waiting for it to move back and up, and then I'll trade it on the up again. I just really don't feel comfortable being short SPX. You're basically like betting against the Federal Reserve to short SPX. Oh, good work. Yeah, canceling the NAS 100. Good. Oanda has recently added crypto into their platform. Can I place my trades on BFT through MT4 on Oanda Crypto, even if the chart is from Binance? Yes, you can, absolutely. Yep, no worries. Absolutely you can. The Binance charts are just like a lot nicer for crypto, because crypto charts are in general open source, so you can get like the best charts around and stuff like that. And yeah, Binance has good data and a lot of markets. So yeah, you can use MT4. Yeah, try shorting PK, yeah, for sure. Give it a try. Got to see what works for you. I just don't really love shorting SPX. Usually it doesn't work out well. Yeah, you can absolutely place orders on MT4, or, you know, link your MT4 account and then but use the Binance chart. Hi Tom, are you a full-time trader? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an office job anymore. I mean, obviously I'm doing this. I also work for Breakfree Trading as well, so yeah, trading full-time is, you know, trading full-time is just not fulfilling really at all, right? There's really no fulfillment in full-time trading. So that's why, you know, what happens is a lot of traders end up becoming educators and stuff like that, because there's a lot of fulfillment in that type of thing, in helping people. There isn't a huge amount of fulfillment in just trading full time. So yeah. But yeah, I quit my job as a financial advisor in November 2020. November 2020, I quit my job as a financial advisor. Same kind of, I kind of don't like the short on SPX right now anyways, because the PA to the left is kind of choppy, plus you might argue that the hard R level is repeated. On SPX, yeah, you could kind of argue that was repeated, but that was really the start of the downtrend, more or less. And now it's the first punch back in on the retest. But you know, this market could just absolutely explode to all new all-time highs, like very, very, very easily, right? When you trade full-time, do you also scalp? And if you do, is it also scalping using RTD level? So sometimes I do trade low time frames on S&P 500. I'll trade down to the 15-minute time frame on SPX. I don't go lower than 15 minutes though. So you could kind of call that scalping. Sure, you could call that scalping. What I'm usually looking for if I'm trading on like the 15-minute time frame is, you know, the kind of thing like this here. That type of thing right there. That's the kind of thing I'm looking to trade if I'm like trading low time frame on SPX and looking for entries on each one of these pullbacks along the way. all of this here. You know, where I've got two RTDs with me. You know, in all honesty, you probably could also, you could trade this on 15-minute time frame. Like, if you were trading X mode, you could trade that 15-minute time frame. Like, for example, this 75% alignment level, it like pretty nice looking level right there. That's been respected a few times by this market. And you could trade that type of thing right there, yeah? So yeah, this type of market here, you can see it's just like, you look at it and it's like uptrend, right? Short-term uptrend, long-term downtrend. The problem with trying to like scalp when the local is still like below the global is it's like at any time right now, this could just then turn back around and continue on with the overall trend. What's your normal trading day look like? How many hours do you trade? Not many at all. Very, very, very few hours. Like very few hours. I'm just kind of like always just have a understanding of what's going on the charts. And you know, for example, you know, let's say we're trading here. Maybe I set an order like this. I go, oh, well, you know, I might like to buy that level. And then I won't even like, I'll just have this screen just like open on one of my screens usually. And then literally it could just screw around for days or for like an entire day and do nothing. And then I just don't ever take a trade there. Right? But if I do catch the entry, then awesome. But it's not as much as what you think. It's very, very few hours. It's kind of like I'm just always in front of my computer. And then I just have the chart there, and you could say I'm trading, but it's just seeing the market and being like, oh, that's a good looking level. I want to trade around that. And that's kind of what X mode does for you, you know? Symbol mapping for SPX 500 on IC markets. US 500 maybe? Try US 500. Is the RTD useful / accurate to trade confirmation on 1 hour time frame and below? So the RTD is really built for the high time frame, built for the 1 day time frame. However, it is useful for strategy mode trades on lower time frames because you can kind of see here as well, you know, the way that the local has now crossed over from that point right there and is starting to show an uptrend here on the shorter time frame. In general, when you're trading lower time frames, what you usually want is you want both in your favor, right? You want both the local and the global in your favor, just like that right there. And just like this right here, you can just see like the extent of these kind of downtrends, and it's like, overall, it's a downtrending market, but you've got these points where it's like, if you just drew a line kind of thing, it's how the market does this around the point, around that overall like mean. And what you want to do is you want to find points where you want to be able to short, reverting back to that mean. Exactly the same with longs. You know, market does that in a nice uptrend. In a really bullish uptrend, that's kind of what a market looks like. And then what you want to do is you want to find those points where the market could revert back to this overall mean. And that's basically the essence of the strategy. That's more or less the essence of the strategy. So yeah. Give US 500 a try, Adrian. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off in a couple of minutes. Get your final questions in. Otherwise, I will sign off. Oh, well, look at this. SPX pushing out of this resistance area here. Probably coming into here. Yep. Extension 1, if we do break below here, then extension 1 might throw us down into this resistance here on the 1 hour time frame. Then we got to see what happens from there. Does adding EMA 50 act as a median line? I've never tried it. I don't really think about it like that. I'm not looking for the median line specifically. I'm just saying, like, this is the general strategy, a mean reversion strategy. I'm not looking to plot the median line because it doesn't help me in any way. Yeah, it just adds more shit to the chart kind of thing. So, yeah. I'm just kind of talking in general. Alrighty then. Okay, guys, I am going to sign off. Thank you very much for all of your time today. Thank you for all the questions. Oh, your thoughts on UK 100, Sam? Let's look. Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting, isn't it? Yeah, probably a good hedge opportunity here for equities, for global equities. Good hedge opportunity, maybe looking for a long on UK 100 and looking for shorts on S&P 500. Good point. Good. That's a good one, Sam. Well done. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so like just looking from a global macro equities perspective, UK 100 could give us an opportunity for a hedge. What are you saying? US 30 and... Let's have a look. Look a bit different than SPX. I think the recent price action is very, very similar. Dump, consolidation, now pushing to the upside. I disagree. Dump, consolidation, pushing to the upside. It's the exact same on SPX. I think they're all looking... They're looking very similar. UK 100, I didn't even know about that, is looking very different. Dump, consolidation, push to the upside. But yeah, a good hedge for equities, for equity exposure, definitely. Nice one, Sam. All right, cool. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll talk to you all soon. And let me know if you need anything, okay? Throw it in the global chat, throw it in the inner circle if you need anything, and we'll talk soon, all right? Thanks, guys.